Hey guys, it's Star the Flippin' Hippo. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel at Flippin' Hippos. Today is Wednesday, May 1st. Yesterday, on April 30th, eBay dropped the 2019 Spring Seller Update. If you haven't seen it yet, check your messages on eBay. They did send out a message to all sellers with a link to the update. I'll also link it in the description box down below for you. I'm going to share my screen with you and kind of go over some of the highlights of the update. It is really long. It's chock full of tons of information, so let's just jump right on in. Here we are at the 2019 Spring Seller Update. You can see that they're adding new features and creating more ways to help you grow your business. This update is divided into 5 topics: marketplace updates, seller protections, managed payments, growth tools, and inventory optimization. We're going to go ahead and take a look inside of each of these topics. I already have them open up here. So we'll take a look at marketplace updates first. This says that what you need to know: the calendar month renewals for good till canceled listings, easy relisting of canceled items, and remorse returns. State sales tax exemption is now available, easier order management with user-friendly order numbers, and fee updates. So the biggest update in this section for the marketplace updates, I believe, is this new calendar month renewal schedule for good till canceled listings. Starting on July 1st, 2019, we will change the good till canceled renewal schedule from every 30 days to once per calendar month. The new monthly renewal date for GTC listing will be based on the listing start date. The updated renewal schedule should make it easier for you to manage your business by aligning with monthly billing cycles and promotions. For example, if you create a listing on July 5th, it will renew on August 5th, September 5th, October 5th, and so on. If you created it on the 31st of the month, not all months have 31 days, then it will renew on the 31st or the last day of the month. So that would be August 31st, September 30th, October 31st, and so on. If it was listed prior to July 1st, 2019, when this change is going to take place, it will continue to renew every 30 days. An example: March 1st, March 31st, April 30th, May 30th, and then on June 29th, and then it will go into the new schedule there on out, listing on the 29th of each month. You will now be able to manage your good till canceled listings in Seller Hub. So in addition to the new calendar month renewal for good till canceled listings, the start date column on the Seller Hub active listings page now includes not only the date you've listed the item, but also the length of time the listing has been active. Most sellers cannot see the start date column because it's not visible by default. So to make it visible, you will have to customize your active listings page. Another column that may not be visible by default, but we can also customize, is the end date column, which for good till canceled listings means the auto renewal date. And then it goes into how to edit that and add those columns. You guys can read that on your own time. I do like that this is pretty exciting for us. We've always put the day we originally listed an item in our SKU line just for bookkeeping purposes and for our own knowledge. We like to know the exact month and day we originally listed an item. It helps with knowing when to lower the price, knowing when maybe it's been around for long enough that it's considered stale, things like that. So now you'll just have that column available to you where you can see the original date and save yourself a step with that SKU line. Easily relist canceled items and remorse returns for single quantity listings. So this just enables you to relist things that are canceled with like a single quick click. Say that 3 times fast. A single quick click on the back end. Personally, when I have an order that's canceled or we get a return, I like to go back into all orders on the back end, find the item and sell similar. Some people just relist it. I just feel like selling similar creates it more like a new item and gives it that boost in searches and makes it look newer. If you like to just relist it, this will allow you to do that much easier than in the past. And state sales tax exemption is now available. So if you are purchasing things on eBay for resale, or you have a reseller tax certificate, then you won't have to pay tax anymore. This starts soon, I believe. I'm looking for the date. I didn't want to read the whole thing to you. But if you buy on eBay and qualify for tax exemption, the system will now allow you to submit your exemption information so you can make purchases without paying taxes. If this does apply to you, you can always go back to this section and read it and see how you would go about that. Easier order management with updated order numbers. So starting in the summer of 2019, they're going to introduce a more user-friendly order number format. We'll attach the updated order numbers on each transaction on eBay, which will follow the transactions through their entire life cycles. The updated order numbers will appear in the order details section of your View Order Details page. Seller Hub, reports, emails, APIs, post-transaction records, and other locations over time, so you can efficiently track and manage your orders. These are going to help sellers track and trace orders for easier reconciliation. Buyers track their order information, and eBay provide better customer support for buyers and sellers. So that's kind of a nifty little thing that will be on the back end. Final value fee cap increase for basic and premium stores. So this only applies to folks selling stuff over $2,500. You know the final value fee is like 9% or 10%. They used to have a cap at $250. So if anything was over $2,500, you were only paying a $250 fee. If you're selling really expensive stuff, that is important. If you sold something for, say, $5,000, you wouldn't pay a $500 fee. It would only be $250. They've raised that cap to $350. So if you're somebody that sells really expensive items over $2,500, just keep in mind that cap's going to raise to $350, but that's only for basic and premium stores. If you're an anchor or an enterprise store that sells expensive items, your cap's going to stay at $250. Final value fee increase for sellers not meeting performance expectations. This one is super duper important because, as we all know, we are all being graded now on our item not as described returns that are opened against us. We all have like a percentage of how many we have. It's supposed to be a peer-based comparison, so everyone would then say the used clothing category, all of our percentages would be compared to each other amongst our peers, so it's more fair. And then if your percentage raises too high and you're considered that you're not meeting performance expectations, your additional fees at the final value fee time will raise from 4% to 5%. Again, allegedly, we're all playing on the same field. They are doing this as a peer-based comparison, but on the other hand, they don't remove item not as described when they're open incorrectly or falsely. But that takes us into the next update. Seller protections, guys. Allegedly, they're going to be doing more to protect sellers on the back end for falsely opened item not as described, and helping us to remove those metrics and those dings from our accounts. So let's take a look at the seller protection updates. What you need to know. New measures to identify and take action against abusive buyers and protect you. There will be new abusive buyer protections and a reporting feature update. We're implementing stronger measures against buyers who don't follow eBay's abusive buyer policy. They're going to have new measures to proactively find abusive buyers, prevent them from filing return requests, and in some cases suspend them. If a buyer is found to be violating the policy, eBay will remove any feedback and defects, including opened cases in service metrics. They've also made it easier for us to report buyers who violate eBay policies. Now, when you report a buyer, you can more clearly describe what the buyer is doing to help eBay investigate potential policy violations and take actions to protect you as a seller. They're going to have reduced search visibility for sellers who use a retailer to ship directly to buyers. These are drop shippers. If you don't know what a drop shipper is, it's basically someone who sells something that they don't have in their physical possession. So they will list something on eBay for sale that once it sells, they will go somewhere else and buy it and have that person ship it to the buyer. And eBay is cracking down on this. They don't want people to be drop shipping. So you're going to have your search reduced, your search visibility reduced if this is something that you're doing. If you want to sell something, either order it and have it delivered to your house, have it in your physical possession, take the photos and list it, or go out and retail arbitrage in the community. If they're going to be cracking down on drop shippers, there's really no reason to be doing it anymore. There is an exception here, though. If you do drop shipping through a warehouse distributor, they do still allow that. But you can go back through this again, like I said, on your own time. A lot of these things aren't going to affect everybody, so I'm just kind of trying to go down, summarizing and go over it with you. And if something affects you, you can come back and look at it later. The seller protection here, as far as the returns, I am pretty excited about, and I hope they really mean it, and I hope that they're not going to, go back on this. I hope that moving forward, when buyers open, an item that is described for doesn't fit, or something that's blatantly a false reason for a 9 ad, that they'll go ahead and remove them and keep these buyers from doing that. But let's move forward to the managed payments. There will be new managed payment options and features. They have already announced that they will be adding Google Pay, Apple Pay, and PayPal to their managed payment system. This was announced in the early spring seller update. So they're trying to make a more streamlined experience for sellers and buyers alike. If you haven't moved over to the new managed payment system, you can opt in. They're trying to get everyone moved over by 2021 now. We're not moving over until we have to. We will hang on to the sinking ship until the very end. And I know people will ask why, because until PayPal is fully implemented in the new managed payments and global shipping program, we're going to hang tight with how things are, because we like to have PayPal as an option for our buyers, and we do utilize the global shipping program. But once those are utilized or implemented into the new managed payment systems and moving smoothly, and everybody has that, we will move over. And if it takes until 2021, then that's when we'll move over. They're going to have an easy order management with order numbers. So they're going to have a more user-friendly order number format than the one they use in their current APIs. Updated order numbers on transactions, and additional support for seller refunds. So starting in July of this year, 2019, you're going to be able to issue a refund to a buyer for a percentage of the order amount of your choice. This sounds like partial refunds, which most of you know is my soapbox. I frown on partial refunds. You return it or you don't get any money back. That's our policy. And then when you do free returns, most of you know you can refund up to 50% back if they bought something new with tags and returned it with the tags ripped off or not in the condition it was sent out. All right, let's look at growth tools. What you need to know. Promoted listings is now available to non-store subscribers. Best offer and offer to buyers enhancements. Multi-quantity listing promotions with volume pricing. So they will be giving the opportunity for those of you that sell on eBay but don't have a store. If you don't pay for a store subscription, you will now be allowed to use promoted listings. eBay makes a lot of money off of the promoted listings, so of course they are now allowing everyone to use it because they make a lot of money. You can do promoted listings, ad rate, and pay only when your item sells. So that's something to keep in mind. Those of you that don't have store subscriptions and have never used the promoted listings yet, you pay an extra percentage to get your item seen higher in search results. It's basically you're getting a second listing of the same item and it looks like an ad, but they actually have to click on that listing and purchase it through the promoted listing in order for you to pay eBay. So if they clicked on the listing of the item that wasn't promoted, you don't pay the promoted fees. And if that's confusing, if you guys have any more questions about promoted listings or anything, you can always ask me in the comments and I'll do my best to answer you guys and help you understand. And that goes for anything in this. Like I said, it is a really long update. There's a lot of information in here. I am kind of going through it pretty quickly and just kind of summarizing and talking about some of the points and the highlights that I feel like affect more people or are hot topics among resellers that are going to really impact us or matter to us the most. But if there's anything that I kind of skipped over, glossed over, that you have more questions about or comments or whatever, leave it in the comments, you guys. I do answer each and every one of you. So, like I said, I'm trying to get through this without keeping you all day. It's a long update. I will have the link to it in the description box. You guys can go back and read it on your own time and study any of the pieces that I'm skimming over and, read through it verbatim. But let's move on to best offer and offer to buyers enhancements in Seller Hub. So you're going to be able to edit best offer and bulk. You're going to be able to filter your items for best offer on the Seller Hub. You're going to be able to filter items for offers to buyers. You're going to be able to bulk offer to buyers. So basically they're just yet again making some things easier for us in the Seller Hub where we can filter and do changes there and bulk edit some things. And the last category or topic was inventory optimization. What you need to know: home and garden item specifics, recommended item specifics in the home and garden category. So this is specifically going to impact any of y'all that sell in the home and garden category. They're going to have category changes and item specific updates starting on June 10th. The category changes will include additions, removals, renames, new and recommended item specifics in some categories. If you've listed an item on eBay in any of the below categories, you may be impacted by changes, in which case eBay will automatically move your listings to the most relevant category. So on June 10th, when this goes into effect, if you did have any items listed in these categories, you won't have to make the change yourself. You won't have to do any extra work. eBay is going to do it all for you. It's just going to automatically happen that your items are going to be moved to the new relevant categories. And this will impact anyone that sells books, business and industrial, cell phones and accessories, collectibles, computer, tablets and networking, consumer electronics, everything else, home and garden, pet supplies, sporting goods, and video games and consoles. So that'll be something that you want to pay attention to if you sell in those categories. You will be able to list your items in best fit categories. So just review your listings to make sure that they are located in best fit categories. If they are not, eBay has some tools that you can use to revise your items. And if you're using an off eBay listing tool, just be sure to use the new category tree to select the best category for your item. Key specifics updates. In February 2019, we announced that we are making it easier for you to take advantage of product-based shopping by focusing on the item specifics that matter most to buyers. Item specifics include brand and physical details about the item you are selling, such as make, model, size, color, and style. So you want to make sure that you're giving complete and accurate item specifics to help buyers find your listings quickly and easily. That applies to anything, even used clothing. If you're listing a pair of jeans, you want to make sure that you have as much information on that pair of jeans as you can get into the listing. You want to have, if it's medium, light, dark wash, you want to have if it's boot cut, flare, or skinny. With shoes, you know, how high is the heel? What style is the shoe? It applies to everything. And I've always said that and encouraged you guys to fill out as much information as you can. Fill out those item specifics and allow your buyers or potential buyers to be able to find your items because you've given way more information and things that people search for. When people search for items, they do look for these kinds of specifics. So that is the 2019 spring seller update. Like I said in the beginning, it is really long. You guys can go back at your own leisure and reread things at your own pace. and go over some of the things that I may have skimmed over that you're interested in. If you have any thoughts, comments, opinions, concerns about the update, leave it below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Before you leave, do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up. It does help our channel. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos across all social media, and you can join our Facebook group, the Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. Link to that is in the description box below. Until next time, guys, go make money, go be productive, have a wonderful first day of May, enjoy the weather outside, and make money. Bye, guys.